thank you for coming along again today. Obviously, today is a day of mixed emotions for me, but I was advised earlier today that after a very thorough investigation of all of the evidence, there will be no action taken against me. In other words, I am completely in the clear. That is the outcome I would always have expected. As I have said to all of you many times, I have done nothing wrong, so I was confident of reaching at this point and getting to this outcome, but obviously it is a relief now to have that confirmed. For almost 2 years I have had this cloud of investigation hanging over me. I think it won't surprise anybody to hear me say that's not been an easy experience, so to reach this point today is obviously something I am relieved about. I've been trying to get on with my life and I now intend to do that. Obviously I know you're all here doing your jobs. You know, I respect your need and ability to do your jobs. I would ask you though, after I leave in my car, not to get in my way of driving out my driveway, but also if you could maybe leave my home. You'll get no more news from here today, so for the sake of my neighbours, if you could perhaps go and do your jobs somewhere else, I would be hugely grateful for that.
Do you have any concerns about how long this has been going on? You've been under this investigation for years.
Connor, it is an ongoing process, so I'm going to be very, very limited in what I say for reasons that you will understand. And anything I say will be entirely related to me because I can only speak for myself. I was First Minister of this country for the best part of a decade. I have utmost respect for the police and for the prosecution authorities in our country, and I'm never going to say or do anything to undermine that. All I can say is that I have done nothing wrong, and I don't think there was ever a scrap of evidence that I had done anything wrong. And therefore, of course, to have something like this hanging over me for, almost 2 years now has been difficult, it's been frustrating, and I don't think I'm saying anything there that people would be surprised to hear.
Do you think it's been political though?
No, I'm not going to say that.
For you personally, Nicola, does this give you an opportunity now to start to get on with your life?
Look, I've tried to get on with my life over the last couple of years. Some days that's been easier than others, not to put too fine a point on it. But, again, without, getting mired in cliche, because most of you know me well, I'm not really that kind of person. But in times like this, you find resilience you sometimes don't know you have, and you find strength that you don't know you have. So I've certainly experienced that over the last couple of years. I'm, a stronger person today than I was when this kicked off. But that said, I wish none of it had happened, and I now, look forward to getting on with my life. I've, got a year to go in Parliament. I look forward to represent my constituency. I'll be in my constituency later on today, which is not an invitation, incidentally, to any of you. And I've got exciting things coming up, not least my book that I'm looking forward to publishing.
Do you feel this has damaged your legacy at all?
No.
As a First Minister that was extremely successful, extremely popular, and then to have this...
I think the last couple of years have also given me quite a lot of perspective. I think, time has a funny way of, making things right. I'm proud of my legacy as First Minister. I'm looking forward to getting on and... talking about that in the months to come. That's not to say I didn't make lots of mistakes. Of course I did. But, I'm sure I'll get to a point where I look back on this period and I'm able to put it in more perspective than I perhaps can right now. Look, the other thing I would just stress, and you all know this is an ongoing process, and, that's obviously difficult for me too. So I'm not going to have a running commentary on this. I'm not going to say any more. Now looking forward to...
When the investigation was dropped yet?
I was told this morning, or at some point today. I can't remember if it was before or after 12 noon, but I was told today. Okay.
Will you ever lead the SNP again?
I think the leader of the SNP right now has my full support, and he's doing a good job, and I look forward to helping make sure that he's re-elected as First Minister next year.
How about return to frontline politics?
Look, can I just say, after the amazing time I've had in frontline politics, almost a decade as First Minister, and I think particularly after the last couple of years, I'm looking forward... Politics will always be in my blood. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but I'm looking forward to just a period of being able to pursue different things, of being able to pursue things that I enjoy, that I'm passionate about. It won't surprise any of you to hear a lot of that is around writing in the book world. I'm looking forward to appearing in the Glasgow Comedy Festival this weekend, actually, which is perhaps a bit rash, but there you go. So, no, is the short answer to your question.
Do you feel like this investigation destroyed your political career?
I think I've already answered that question.
Do you think it harmed, clearly, the SNP as well?
I think people are pretty savvy. You know, of course, this will have raised a lot of doubts, but it's still an ongoing process, and I don't want to say anything that gets in the way of that. But I think you can see from the SNP's polling, right? I don't want to make this an issue of party politics, but I think you can see from the strength of the SNP's polling right now that the SNP is still the party that most people, a plurality of people in Scotland support, and I think that is testament to the strength of the party and our record in government.
If you could sum up how you're feeling today in one word, what would it be?
Relief, obviously, but this is 2 words, but maybe a bit of vindication as well.